Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to AVX Live. I'm Joe Gilderson, President of Corporate Audiovisual Services. And here we are back in action on this 3rd of July, prepping, of course, for our events that celebrate our nation's Independence Day. So we're really looking forward to that. Last week, we had a great conversation with our friend Joe Pizzamenti of C-Clean. He was telling us how he uses data and technology to better manage his commercial cleaning business. And that's not usually the type of industry that you think of technology for. But go back, watch the episode. He really had some great thoughts. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about how to get your audience more engaged in your live event. But before we get there, of course, I got to tell you how to find us. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube every Wednesday, 1 p.m. While you're on any of those channels, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you're able to and you're watching live, or even if you're not watching live, drop us a comment, be a part of the show. That is always fun. Plus, it gives me more things to talk about. Sometimes I have nothing, and I'm just making it up, like right now. Okay. Anyways, afterwards, if you get a chance, you want to go back, watch any of the other 112 episodes on our YouTube channel. And our friend Alexis, she's going to be chopping this thing up and making some shark bites. Thank you, Andrew. And they're going to play on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But now that's enough for me. I mean, who wants to hear me anyways? Why don't we talk about our guest today? And our guest today is going to be Harold Morton, a.k.a. DJ Harlem. Born in Silver Spring, Maryland, from an early age, Harold found expression in music, particularly through playing piano. This passion would later evolve into interest in the AV industry, entertainment, and technology. Harold's journey in media began on radio at One in Washington, D.C., where he became an on-air personality hosting his own show, Harlem Nights. Drawing upon his musical talents, Harold started DJing, which organically evolved into Harlem Productions. His business specializes in entertaining and elevating weddings, corporate functions, and private events of all kinds, with the goal of crafting unforgettable experiences. So please welcome to the stage, Harold Morton, a.k.a. DJ Harlem.
Hey, Joe, what's up, baby?
What's going on, Harold? Hopefully that intro did the proper
I was
justice.
just about to say, what an amazing intro, what an amazing production that was. Awesome. I love it. And just the voice of God, just your voice, just how you just sold it is unbelievable. I forgot you had that talent.
I am just trying to learn from you. I mean, I did not have my own radio show. So, I mean, I'm just learning from you. That's really what it's all about.
And that's what it is. That's exactly what it's all about, learning from each other. And it's been a blessing to work with you. And thank you so much for being on your platform. AVX is a wonderful platform to be connected with other individuals that are doing some amazing things. So I appreciate it. And I'm so glad to be here.
Let me ask you my most important question.
Yes.
Should I be addressing you as Harold or as DJ Harlem?
Okay, professionally, on the sense of our relationship, Harold is sufficient. We're good there.
Okay. All right. I just want to start properly. I don't want any problems.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, you already have some people saying hello. I mean,
hey, Pablo.
Pablo's right here. He's saying hello. And great work. Look at that.
Awesome.
You haven't even done anything yet.
We're live. We're good.
That's how good you are. All right. So why don't you tell everybody, how did you first get into the entertainment industry? Because I think that's always interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that, my dad started me off with the instrument, the cello. I had no idea why, but it was a unique instrument in the sense that I was able to learn music in a way that I can read music, learn different notes, different scales. And then from the cello, it became the piano. And then my dad and we just started a band. We started a live band and had some of our musician friends and family join the band, and it was called Harlem and the Heartbeats. I was Harlem, and we had the Heartbeats backing me up, playing different instruments. And so I always had a love and connection for music because of the power that it brings to people. When you play live music, whether you're DJing or whether you're just listening for ambiance, it heals the soul, and it just puts something inside of you that can make you completely lift you up. It lifts our spirits, and it's a healing mechanism. So always fell in love with music as a musician, turned DJ, radio personality. It was always something embedded into my spirit, into my everyday craft. So I enjoy it and love it. It's been an amazing journey.
That's pretty wild. You got to play with your father too, and you guys had your own thing, huh?
Yeah, yeah, that was a great bond between my dad and I, and we can still play today. And we play mostly the old records, so I have an old soul. And so I enjoy, the Smokey Robinsons, the Curtis Mayfields, all the good
Sure.
stuff that makes you feel good and make you feel happy. And it's so uplifting what music can do and the positive sides that it does for you. And it only escalate from there.
Wow. And it's just the fact that you can read music, I'm very jealous of because I can't read music.
Well, I heard you
I
play drums. You're a phenomenal drummer. You don't have to worry about it. Just keep doing it. And
I just
yeah,
hit things. That's it.
just hit.
My
That's
therapist says that I should hit those things instead of other things. So
right, right. Oh
no,
God.
that's really interesting. What a great start. So you started with cello. I know you play piano.
Yes.
Anything else? You hiding any other talents?
A little bit of guitar, and I was a hip hop artist too. I made my own record out of my mom and dad's house. Back then, I just created a home studio inside my one of the vacant rooms in my parents' house, and it was an unbelievable experience. I would have guests come in and record certain songs, and I would record my own songs. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the industry, and I learned so much just being in tune with the production and how things work and how your music gets created from behind the scenes to in front of the scenes to the technology that's involved in it, just the whole scope. It just encouraged me to find other ways to be creative and really express who I am.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes people think that creating music is just like it just happens one day, like it's
Right.
magic,
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
they forget that it's a lot of work and it's a lot of repetition, just like
Yes.
becoming good at anything else, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Takes a lot of practice, a lot of knowledge and skill set into the craft, and it shouldn't be overlooked, because there is a process just with everything. There's pre-production, there's post-production, and most people just see the end result, but there's a
Hmm.
lot of hard work that goes into that. And even with clients, sometimes, they look at their end result, and that's great. But leading up to that, there's been a lot of stress, pressure, and things that has to go into it just to make sure that we do get the successful result that they're looking for.
Yeah. No, your point is well taken, and you have quite the following here. I mean, the comments I'm getting, this is off the charts.
Hey.
You're apparently one Marissa Madonia. I'm not familiar with her, but it says,
uh,
Harold, your charisma and energy is infectious. I mean, clients love you, and I can understand why. This is pretty
Wow.
good.
Well, I love Marissa. I shout out to Marissa. I love her too. She has the energy. When our energies match, we can do so many amazing things. And that's what it's all about too. Energy, having a positive attitude and charisma and style and personality can really make room for you.
Well, I agree with that, and I definitely believe in the positive attitude and bringing the energy. I think that's kind of what the business we're in,
Yeah.
so it's pretty important. But
Yep.
did you tell me about the radio program Harlem Nights? Because I think that's really cool, and I'm also curious if you were DJing before that or after that.
I was DJing after that. I'll tell you how that actually got started. So I was making like $10 an hour. I wasn't too concerned with the money. I knew going in as an intern, fresh out of college, was an unbelievable experience, and the exposure that I would see was mind blowing. It was like 50 applicants, and out of 50 applicants for the same job that I was going for, only me and somebody else got the job. And then I remember the first day I walked in, I saw Barry Gordy. And I said, "Wow,
No
Berry
kidding.
Gordy, Motown, like, are you kidding me?" And I shook his hand, I talked to him, and at that point, I knew that something was special about this job, something was very special and unique about myself, and, that was the encouragement to take my gift to another level because I was always in certain locations and opportunities that allowed me to grow professionally and personally, and so it was an amazing. So long story short, I didn't DJ, but I saw all the DJs, making money and making a living for themselves and getting the recognition and just being the face of the company. And people, I was on the street team. Like I said, I was at the bottom at the time, so I would
Mhm.
drive the vehicle around. I was essentially the face of the company as well because I would set up the tent, the table for the personalities to come by. You know how
Yeah,
that is.
I
And
do.
then they would come. I would give out giveaways and everything. I had the perfect personality for it, but I said I want to do more for myself. And some people asked me, "Hey, you know of a DJ at your radio station?" And I was just referring people, and they was getting so much work, back to back clients, back to back. I said, "Wait a minute, I can do this." And then, I have a gift of using the people around me as a resource. And I talked to all the DJs at the radio station. I said, "Can you help me, grow into a DJ?" And they said, "Absolutely, yeah." And I had all the resources there, and with all the
Nice.
DJs that were there before me, they kind of held my hand and walked me through that process, and it was uh very encouraging because I had all the resources that I need. There was no excuse not to be something that I wanted to be, and I loved music, so it was the right decision. And I went on air the first time, didn't even know how to DJ. The DJ said, "Yeah, get on air, go ahead and mix." And I had no idea what I was doing, but I would never forget that because that was a risk that he took under his name, that I would just go behind him. The program director, nobody knew about this. Was like off hours, and I actually mixed and did a really good job. And I was live on air, and I was scared, but the sacrifice that he took, he also believed in me as well. And
Nice.
sky's the limit. I DJ'd right after I started radio.
That's very cool. Very cool. And what was the program Harlem Nights?
Harlem Nights, yeah, that was just an inspirational program that I would have listeners call in, and whatever their talents were, I would have them, exposure to their talents, their social media. It was pretty much an outlet and platform for local artists to get themselves out there. And
Nice.
it was from 12 to 6 in the morning. Very hard to stay up
The
because
graveyard shift.
very, very graveyard, very easy to go to sleep with. But I had the engagement of the audience, and I had the community support, and I had Uber drivers and you know people that were leaving the club at 3 or 4 in the morning call me up. "Hey, DJ Harlem, I'm a rapper, I'm an artist. Can you put me on?" And I said, "Well, here's your opportunity." And that became another focal point where I just love giving people opportunity that deserves it, that puts in the work for it, and
Mhm.
just to have that exposure and access to the radio, it really gave me power to use it in the best way possible.
That's really cool. That is really cool. And where did the name Harlem come from? Being in
Harlem,
Silver Spring, Maryland,
yeah, I get that a lot when I'm here in New York. People are like, "You're from Harlem," and they tear me up, man. Because I'm not from Harlem, but the people from Harlem, they got a lot of stuff to say. But
sure they do.
yeah, I spoke to my dad, and he basically mentioned that, during the Harlem Renaissance era, there was an outpouring of expression for musical artists and literature. And so artists like Duke Ellington and musicians, jazz, you name it, they paved the way for me to do what it is that I'm doing today. Just the freedom of expression and the outpouring of artistic abilities. At some point, they had enough energy and lack of fear to make the music that they wanted to make and bypass anybody that didn't like it. And so they had a fearless mindset, and that grew on me because that's my personality today. Doing whatever I am doing today, not looking at some of the disadvantages or the limitations, just really stepping forward and stretching myself out to do the best that I can do. And whether you like it or not, here's what I believe in. Here's what I can contribute. Here's what I know that's best for me and you. Here's how you can benefit as well. And so that Harlem Renaissance era, specifically for Black people, was a critical time, because not a lot of things were allowed. And specifically, African Americans had to find themselves and find an opportunity and create the opportunity for themselves to get the attention that they deserved for very well talented people. So Harlem Renaissance transitioned into my name today as Harlem, and as a waymaker and an opportunity seeker of breaking down those barriers that they had to go through. And I pay homage to them to this very day.
That is so much more in depth of a reason than I expected, to be very honest. But as I look at your wall behind you, everything you're saying makes complete sense.
Wow.
I see grind, I see hustle, I see execution, I see
Yes.
dreaming big, and using proper language, and I think that's amazing. And I think people underestimate how they speak and the tone, even that they speak to themselves with. And I really think that's amazing. I love this name now. I didn't know what it was from before, but now I love it.
It's sometimes, when I'm in passing in the streets or whatever, it's hard to break that down to somebody from Harlem, and but to a certain extent, when I speak to it in a genuine fashion and a passionate way that I am, people really resonate with that concept.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've established your credibility, tell me about a DJ's role at an event, any event. What's a DJ's role?
The DJ, I love the role because, well, first of all, they call me DJ Harlem, the party starter. And, essentially, I get the party started. I love to create the atmosphere of an upbeat, uplifting. I play gospel, I play reggae, I play hip hop, I play soca, I play so many different genres because, again, music at the end of the day is here to uplift us. And someone can have a bad day, but I've heard people come to me and say, "Thank you for playing such and such song. You're a blessing. I had a really rough day, but I am lifted based on what you played tonight." And so you're changing lives on a day-to-day basis by the music and the lyrics of the music and how the music hits and how you transition it. And so your main job and priority is to keep people engaged, keep people going, and just have the flow consistent with whatever the event is going on. Just keeping it consistent and keeping it upbeat and keeping it going is the main priority. And I also MC very well. And so that engagement alone adds value to the experience. Being able to do shout outs, being able to have that customization and personalization of calling out the birthday girl or shouting out the VIP that traveled from LA to get here. That personable experience is so valuable in every single event because everybody wants to show up and feel important, and everybody likes a shout out. Even if you don't like to get put on the spot sometimes, it's always great to be recognized in such a way that the public can recognize the work that you've done. And so it's creating the atmosphere. When I do weddings, when I do corporate events, I understand the agenda. As today they say, understand the assignment. And you're there to really put on a show, to entertain, and to really do your thing.
Well, you mentioned energy a lot, and I think that that's a big part of it. And each event has its own energy.
Yeah.
Right? And if it's a corporate side, they're trying to achieve a certain energy. And I think that's really important that you recognize that and understand that. And of course, I do see another question that's come in here.
How did you get the
I heard you
audience?
get the audience singing with karaoke. Hopefully that's spelled correctly because I've been criticized about my spelling of karaoke.
Actually, it
Uh,
is. Yep. Karaoke.
that's because I didn't write it. That's why.
Right.
Uh, how do you break the ice and get the crowd going? That's an interesting question because I think that applies as an MC as well.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
do
So
you get them
yeah,
involved?
you basically host the show, even though it's not particularly like if it's not specifically your event, you kind of host a show in the sense that you kind of make people feel relaxed. You play the music, you kind of give the encouragement, you make people feel at home. You let them know that there's a no judge zone. Karaoke is supposed to be free spirited. Will he crushed karaoke last time. He was the first person that actually did karaoke, and then 5 or 10 people came after him. And he sounded amazing as well. And so, because all it takes is one person to get up and start dancing, and that energy is infectious. All it takes is one person to start singing, and the next person will say, "Oh, let me go up there and sing one of my favorite classic hits." And so that connection brings us together, white, black, Puerto Rican, Spanish, whoever you are. Essentially, we have that in common, and we have to use that music as a tool and the resources forward to push the mission forward and to have some camaraderie.
Well, I think it's really important, and you're right. Like you just need one to get everything
Yeah,
started.
I'll say
There's
all
this
it
great
takes is
old
one.
video where there's one person who kind of
Yeah,
is the leader, and it's the
yeah,
second person who actually drives all the other people and goes from one person to two to 200, and
yeah.
it's a really funny video.
Yeah, and that's interesting. We're having this conversation because my wife, she goes to most of all of my events, and she's really the party starter because she loves to dance. So, and her support is priceless because she'll get on the dance floor while I'm DJing. And like I said, all it takes is one person. People see her and her energy, they start joining her, and you'll think they're
Oh, that's
cousins
great.
and sisters and brothers. That everybody just gets up and dances. So I use her as like a, you know, that's why the party really gets
She's
started. She's like
she's your
the
secret weapon.
yes, absolutely.
My
Well
God,
said.
I'm on to you, DJ Harlem. I get it.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of different types of events. What do you think that people are missing from their events? Any suggestions or things you can offer them about how to get people engaged and get them involved?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, for one, on the musical aspect, I believe that there should be more control with the music. I know a lot of corporate events, specifically, they do the Spotify playlist. However, there is a gap in between each song. They cannot read the crowd like a DJ can. And I think sometimes that can dampen the mood when certain songs don't play after the songs that should be playing. And they don't have the ability, Spotify doesn't have the ability to transition from one song seamlessly like a DJ. And there's no MC embedded into that playlist as well. So I think for DJ and MC combination, you take your event level to the next level by three, just by being able to speak on the microphone instantaneously and being able to read the room and read the crowd. Because I'm looking at the VIP and I'm looking at the president of the company. Are they bopping their head? Are they tapping their feet? And then I'm looking at the audience and just engaging in how they're feeling, and that tailors the event and it gives it personalization and it customs the entire event itself.
It's a good point because that we're asked many times about what can you just play
Yeah,
Spotify? Can you just do this? But it's a total afterthought.
yeah.
Is it, especially if there's no other entertainment,
Right.
and that's sometimes what we run into when we're like, yeah, we can do a little bit of this, but that's not the same thing. It really
Yeah.
isn't. And we have another job to do at the same time.
Right,
So,
right, exactly. Yeah,
you
but
know,
so events like the cocktails, certain breakouts, I noticed that, there could be more energy involved, and there could be more personality. There could be, um, just things that can go on that can kind of keep everyone engaged. They're probably hearing certain things over and over because, internally they have already discussed this at some point. And so it can be redundant. But I think if you have certain elements in place, like a DJ and a photo booth, and the right music and the MC and the right
Mhm.
speaker, you can kind of like keep people invested into what the project and the mission is. Obviously, there's a mission for every event, and the DJ with the music and the MC and add-on features certainly reinforce uh, what the statement is instead of just the redundant speaking points that everyone already knows about. I think it's very essential that you have a DJ, and kind of just be more creative in terms of tailoring it. Everybody likes the customizing of their event. I have a monogram that I
Mhm.
do for special couples, and I put their names on it. So when they walk in, they're looking like, "Oh wow, our names is on the middle of the dance floor." How special does that make you feel? Everybody wants to feel like a VIP. And even just the aesthetics of being a DJ and having things set up with speakers is a game changer. I had someone want to book me for a backyard party, and they're like, "No, just bring a little bit of speaker, just bring a small speaker. Don't bring a subwoofer. Play the music really low." Then I'm thinking like, "Well, what do you need me for?" And then when and then when I think about it, I'm like, it's the aesthetics. It's the added value. Oh, they have a DJ at the housewarming.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's something that brings value that people can appreciate, and it's a wow factor. There's many things you can do.
Well, these are great points. You had mentioned photo booths, and I've seen more and more photo booths at events
Yeah.
that would be non-traditional for that particular event. How do you think photo booths help the events and get the audiences more engaged?
Oh man, I sell a package with a photo booth and a DJ combination. And when I tell you that it's a complete game changer and icebreaker for every event that I do, no matter how traditional it is, it doesn't matter. If the photo booth is set up and there's a backdrop and there's a way that you can share photos amongst each other, it certainly will bring people together. It fosters engagement. It fosters connectivity with one another. And these are shareable photos that you can just type in your phone number at the booth and it goes instantaneously to your phone, you know? And it's just another
Mm.
way of being creative and showing how technology is evolving. And everyone loves photos. You have a photo camera on your phone, people are taking snapshots, selfies, and everything. So as that became popular, photo booth is still a staple because we're still taking pictures. Now you can print them out. You can send them digitally to your phone. You can share them through all your different social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and just have a shareable link of all of the photos at the end of your event. Can really make a long lasting impression for many memories to pass.
Well, that's I mean, I've seen some of them, and I've seen a wide variety of
Yeah,
photo booths, from very simple
yeah,
to the what you're standing in front of. I
yeah,
saw one that looked like a mirror. One was like a
yep.
clear box. I'm like, wow, those are all
360.
different.
I got so many
The
different ones.
360. But I would say that one of the ones I thought was so interesting was I saw you set up a green screen,
Yeah,
and everything was really super clean, very neat. This was a corporate event.
yeah,
And what was most impressive was the outcome, which
yes,
was a branded background for clients to hand out to, their other guests.
yeah,
And I thought it was really interesting,
yes.
especially the people in this picture.
Oh, whoa, hey.
I'm sorry. I
Those
don't
are
know how they
very
got in there.
interesting people. Yeah.
But how does that green screen work as
Yeah.
opposed to I mean, this looks like a more traditional background.
hmm Yeah, the
But the
green
green
screen.
screen's really interesting.
Oh, wow. It allows you to superimpose different images based on whatever theme or mission that you're trying to accomplish. For this one, they just wanted white, and it was super clean, and that's what they wanted. It allowed their logo to pop in the corner, and so although it was green screen, there can be so many different images superimposed on the background. But I thought this was a unique way of showing their brand, and it's a way to brand and rebrand. Um, the development of your company, and that background definitely did wonders with that event because it allowed certain things to pop and really stand out. And the green screen is incredible because if you do it right with the proper lighting, you can really maximize your event. And then just the full scope of it with the branding opportunity, it gives you a further elevation of branding and sponsorship because I created those graphics, and
Hmm.
you can basically embed those into the software that I use, and you can put the logos, you can put happy birthday, you can put your mission statement. You can do whatever you want with that template and that border. Have a background created, a physical background and or green screen, and the sky is the limit. The opportunities are there.
Well, I thought that really set the event apart.
Hmm.
And it was really interesting because I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah.
And in their particular case, it was a relaunch of a new brand. So
Yeah.
everything was about branding.
Yes.
And I think it worked out really well. But I certainly see the advantages of how you could use that in almost any application.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. With my packages that I offer to clients, that's the first thing they say. Uh, how can I get the combination package with the photo booth?
Mm.
And it's been quite a journey just to see as long as photos booths has been out, when people go up to the photo booth, I stare at them and they look like so amazed that this is around, like they think it's a futuristic thing, and I'm like, this has been around from a very long time. But I guess the instantaneous ability to see yourself um, with the background graphic design, and it's just an incredible experience, and people till today are so thrilled to see that. And especially if you're the host of the event, and you have your branding and your themed colors. I always ask, what's your themed color so I can match the room. So all these little subtle details magnify their entire brand, and before you know it, you're walking out with a printed photo booth copy of you and your friends, um, and you can share it social media, and you have the physical copy as well. And I actually have frames that you can put those copies in, and so you can put it in the living room, you can put it wherever you want to, and it's always there.
Huh. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like the instantaneous nature of it
Yeah.
and the link. I know I got a link right to my phone, and
Yeah.
the fact that you can't share it again, you can promote. You're promoting the event that you're at as another part of it from the corporate side. I mean, I know the social
Yeah.
and personal side's a little different,
Yeah.
but in the end, it's people connecting with other people, and they are telling them where they are and what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
And my favorite is like when you have no idea who the other person is, but you say, come on over, and you're sharing that picture with them, and you're sending it to them, and you become friends automatically
mhm.
just because, hey, if we took a picture together, we can do other big things together, and we can potentially do some business together. It creates a conversation. It's a create communication starter. You never know what can stem from that. Just a conversation at the photo booth,
It's
and you look
true.
great. So many opportunities have stemmed from the photo booth, just being in that element, in that space, and just opening up. And it allows you to kind of put your guard down, get in the spirit of the moment, and feel great about the experience. And it's awesome. Hey Max, what's up?
Man, you got to follow these people. I mean, these people must like you. I'm not sure why,
I
but
hope so. Not sure why. I'll get you back, Joe.
I'm sorry. When Ryan's not here, I have nobody else to attack. So
Right. I'll get you back on that one. That's funny.
I know, I know. So listen, we've talked about karaoke, we've talked about MC, we talked about photo booth, and obviously DJing and
Mhm.
getting people motivated and
Yeah.
engaged. I mean, do you have any other tricks up your sleeve, DJ Harlem?
Yeah, you know what? I think I do.
Oh
Imma
man.
send a proposal to you very soon. No, but I think, overall, I have the key to success, and I'm not the only one that has it. Anybody can buy a photo booth, anybody can, uh, buy the DJ equipment. It's about, connecting together, sharing the vision, and being genuine and being intentional about what the event is all about. And I think what I
Yeah.
bring to the table is so valuable that it can be someone else's loss if they turn it down. And it's not all about money, and it's not all about other things that don't matter. It's about giving you an amazing experience that can live on forever. And if the photo booth can capture that, I've done my job. If the music resonates with you and takes you back to the 80s, then I've done my job. If you can leave happy and walk out the room and knowing the mission of the company, or celebrating the birthday girl or boy, um, and you still have this spirit of great feelings, then I've done my job. You're the total control. You're driving the plane, you're driving the car, you're driving the event, and I love to be in that position because it's a big responsibility. You can make or break the event by a bad DJ
Yeah.
or equipment that doesn't work. When I do weddings, I tell the groom and bride before they get married, two things that make up the wedding. It's the food and the music. If you got the food and the music right, more than likely that's mostly what they're talking about at the end of the day. The next day they're talking about how good the food was. They're talking about how much fun they had on the dance floor. They're not really
Mhm.
talking about the flowers and the dresses and all the things that go around it. They're talking about the music and how good the food was. And that responsibility I take a lot of pride in because uh it not only does it give you it not only does it empower you, it just gives other people a way to express themselves as well. You're giving them the floor. You're giving them the blueprint of how to be happy, how to complete the mission, and how to feel good about doing it. And you're this mood setter.
Well, I mean, you're the party setter, you're the mood setter, the party
Yeah.
starter, the
Oh,
mood
that's even better.
setter.
Yeah, you got it.
I mean, I think you're referencing their own personal experiences.
Yeah,
And I think sometimes that gets lost. That events are about experiences and
yeah,
about being with others.
yes.
And it seems you got the right mindset for this. So I can see why you've been so successful at it.
Yeah, thank you. And so
Well,
and I kind of model, I must say, I model your business approach as well. I've seen you go beyond, above and beyond, to make sure that clients were happy. I've seen you add on certain things to make sure that the client was happy and make sure that the experience goes on as planned. And sometimes you can do that to as a courtesy to make sure that things go well. And I enjoy having that option and that accessibility to be able to offer something that's going to elevate your event. When clients walk in, they say, "Wow, it's a wow factor." They won't forget it, and they'll continue to book you and embrace your personality and the attention to detail that you brought to their event.
well, attention to detail is always important. That I
Yeah.
can tell you. So
Yeah.
I think you're right on point. And listen, thank you, Howard, for all of your time today. I mean, we certainly look forward to seeing you at one of our next events, whether that's DJing or
Yep.
managing the photo booth or
Yeah.
emceeing or karaoke night. I don't
There
know.
you go.
Hey, maybe even handling the AV for a corporate event.
Right.
I don't know.
I could do
Whatever.
it all.
You
Yeah.
seem to be able to put yourself in the right mindset, and you care about what you're doing, and I think that translates over to your work, and so we certainly appreciate that, and thank you for all your time today.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate this platform and the opportunity to be here. And thank you for recognizing the skills that are transferable in so many different facets. So I appreciate you and looking forward to working with you again.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much. We're going to let you go now, and we're going to continue wrap this thing up.
All right. Peace. Thank you.
All right. Is he the best or what? I mean, that positive energy is just exuding out of him. Even comes through the screen right here. But listen, thank you, everyone. Remember, just a few reminders. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube every Wednesday at 1 p.m. While you're there, hit the like and subscribe button. And you see how many people are dropping comments for DJ Harlem here. I mean, he's loved by many. While you're around, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. We have a lot of really interesting stories from the past. And keep an eye out next week. I'm sure we'll have some other little pieces on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But that's all we got for today. That's today's show. So I do have a very special ending. Let's see if I can make this thing work. I hope everybody enjoys their 4th of July, and have some fun, have some hot dogs. You can see us. We'll be at Nathan's, the hot dog eating contest tomorrow. Try not to eat them like those people do, because that's just disgusting. But either way, everybody, thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.